Is university worth it in 2020? Let's find out. Cha-ching! In this video, we'll discuss whether going to university is worth your time and money in 2020. And we'll be focusing specifically on going to uni as a Malaysian because we have first-hand experience with that. Hopefully, we can help those of you who are planning to go to uni in the near future to get a better picture of what you're getting yourself into and whether going to uni is the right choice for you. If you've already graduated or if you're in uni right now, let's reminisce on our experience. Comment down below what was your experience like in uni and do you think it's worth it? We'd love to hear your thoughts and start a discussion below. I graduated with my bachelor's degree last month after 3 years in uni, so I thought now's a good time to make a video like this. My experience with uni goes like this. I started uni in late 2017. I got a full scholarship so I didn't have to pay any tuition fees. I took a law degree for 3 years and I graduated last month and I have no intention on becoming a lawyer. But I have benefited from the skills and knowledge that I learned in my course, so stick till the end if you want to find out how. I'm not saying this to brag. I don't think getting a full scholarship is something to brag about. At the end of the day, universities are businesses and giving out scholarships are one way that they use to attract more customers. But we're not gonna get into the business model of universities today. Today, we're just gonna talk about whether going to uni is worth it, especially right now with everything going on. My experience in uni covers all 3 points that we'll be talking about today, which is costs, career choice, and alternatives. And because we're a personal finance channel, let's dive into the cost first. So the cost of going to uni as a Malaysian can really vary depending on what kind of experience you're looking for. The most affordable option would be going to public universities such as University Malaya or UiTM, which cost anywhere between 3,000 to 20,000 ringgit depending on which course you take. If you want to go to a private uni like Taylor's, Sunway, Monash or Tar College, that will cost you around 15,000 to 150,000 depending on which course you take. Degrees that require a lot more hands-on work and lab experience like medicine, computer science, and engineering usually cost more in both public and private universities. But the most expensive option, which is popular among Malaysians, is to go to uni overseas. The most common countries that Malaysians go to are the UK, Australia, Canada, and the US. And this can cost you anywhere between 250,000 ringgit and more than a million ringgit just for tuition fees. To bring the cost down, you can also go to places like Egypt, Russia, or India if you plan to study overseas. Everything I've just mentioned is tuition fees alone. So after factoring in living expenses like rent and transportation, we're looking at around 30,000 ringgit minimum to go to uni as a Malaysian. And of course, you can go up to a million ringgit plus if you want to go all out. With that being said, I don't think that the amount of money you spend on uni directly correlates to the quality of your education. You may get better education if you choose to spend more on uni, but most of the time, the extra cost goes towards facilities and resources like how nice your library looks. Now, there are a couple of things that significantly affect the cost of uni for Malaysians. First, a lot of unis, whether local or overseas, give out scholarships. You can get 30, 50, and even 100% off your tuition fees if you meet the requirements, which will significantly reduce the cost of going to uni. I got a 100% scholarship, so I didn't have to pay for my tuition fees, but I did have to pay for other fees like resource fees, which basically charges you for facilities that you'll never use, like the library. Second, PTPTN loans. PTPTN loans are actually a godsend for us Malaysians, mainly because of the 1% interest rate. Compared to other countries where student loan interest rates are about 4.5%, PTPTN is really looking out for us when it comes to going to uni. So much so that some people don't even pay off their loans, which is leading to a massive student debt bubble. But we're not going to go into that in this video. But if you have a student loan, pay it off. With PTPTN, you can get up to 30,000 ringgit in loans to cover your tuition fees or your living expenses. You can even buy a car or a PlayStation 5 with your PTPTN loan because the interest rates are so low. Point being, you can do whatever you want with that money, but don't spend it stupidly like I did. I bought a PS4 with my PTPTN loan. Yes, and I also bought a 1-year gym membership that I only went to for 1 week. So don't be me. So scholarships and PTPTN loans can significantly reduce the cost of going to uni. But even then, it usually takes around 10 to 15 years for somebody to recoup that investment of going to uni. This of course depends on how much you actually spend on uni and what kind of job you land after graduating. But usually it's around 10 to 15 years. Now of course we can't just talk about cost in terms of money, but we also have to talk about cost in terms of time. 3 to 5 years of your life in what feels like a full-time job. That's what it's going to cost you. If you don't know what to do with your life and you're just sitting home all day, then yes, it's worth it. If you're already busy doing other things like starting a business or working, then it depends. The second thing to consider is career choice. And this is pretty simple. If the career you want to pursue requires a uni degree, like a lawyer, a doctor, or an engineer, then go to uni. If you fit into this category, then you have no other choice but to go to uni. This is the end of the video for you. But if the career you want to pursue doesn't require a degree, then you might want to consider the cost. If you don't know, like I didn't know, then your best chances are to go to uni unless you have something else to do besides uni. Because let's face it, when you're 18 to 21 years old, there's not a lot of things you can do besides go to uni. And if you go to uni, you'll meet a lot of people in the same age with the same interests. So you get to be in an environment where you get to meet people and have fun. But not anymore in 2020. This brings me to our third point, which is alternative education. A lot of things you learn in uni can be learned online now. In fact, some of you who are in uni this year actually have to learn things online because of what's going on. And that was certainly the case for me in my last semester. I had to do it 100% online, and it was great. So when unis are forced to go online in 2020, the question that arises is what separates uni from your standard online education? Because one of the biggest advantages of uni over just learning online is being able to meet people physically, play sports, and join clubs that you're interested in. Now with everything online, it seems like unis have lost that competitive advantage. That culture or environment that allows young people to mix together and share their ideas, you can only do it online to a certain extent. So what's happening now is that the major factor differentiating universities and online education is the accreditation, which is basically this. So you're paying for the approval of universities to say, yes, this person has gone through our course, they've met the standards, and you may now employ them with relative confidence that they will do the job for you. So it's interesting to see what will happen to unis in the upcoming years, and I don't think they'll ever be the same again. So, should you go to uni? It really depends. If your career needs it, like absolutely needs it, then yes, you have to go. If your career doesn't need it, then I would seriously reconsider going to uni in 2020, where all the classes are being held online and you lose the physical benefits of going to uni. If you don't know what your career needs, or you don't know what career you want to get into, and you have no idea what you want to do, and you don't have anything to do right now, then yes, going to uni is the right choice. This is what I did when I started uni in 2017. I didn't know what to do, and it's definitely better than just staying at home all day trying to figure everything out yourself and you just end up playing video games all day. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do after high school. I had some rough idea, but I wasn't really sure. So after I was offered a scholarship, I thought I'd just go because I didn't know what else to do. My scholarship was worth up to 100,000 ringgit, and me being a great investor from the beginning chose a law degree because it cost me 97,000 ringgit. So I wanted to get the best bang for my buck. 3 years later, do I regret it? Even though I don't plan on becoming a lawyer, I still gained some valuable skills and knowledge from my degree. I learned how to draft a contract, which is useful for our business, and also how to read contracts properly to make sure that we don't get ripped off. Apart from that, going to uni and being independent actually taught me how to manage my money responsibly, and it taught me important social skills that I still use today. And let's not forget, if you're with the right crowd, uni can be really fun. Uni is the only time where you can have dumb fun with people your age. But I wouldn't recommend having dumb fun as a normal thing, and people usually snap out of it in their third or second year. But some people use uni as a way to extend their adolescence, like a way to continue having fun at someone else's expense because they don't want to face the reality of being a grown adult. Which is understandable. The age at which most people go to uni is a hard transition period. But don't let uni fool you and give you the illusion of what life is actually like, because life outside of uni is very different. In school, you learn a lesson and then you take a test. In life tests you and then you learn the lesson. So what don't I like about uni? In my course particularly, I don't like how theory heavy it was. When I say theory heavy, I mean just listening to a lecturer talk in front of the class. I understand that some courses require a lot of theory, but if the point of me going to uni is just to listen to a lecturer talk in front of me for 2 hours, I can just do that online. What I'd like to see is having more involved ways of learning, like having forums and more discussions in class. Some lecturers do this well, but most don't. I think this is important because the most crucial thing that you can learn is not the contents of your subject itself, but it's actually to learn how to read, write, and speak. That and learning how to learn. Once you learn how to learn the topic, then you've got yourself covered. which is basically what happened to me in uni. The first year, I had to learn how to learn the law, like how to read cases, how to read statutes, and journals. Then after that, it's kind of like the same thing, but with a different topic. So once you learn how to learn a topic effectively, then you have this meta skill that you can use forever. But this is just my perspective on uni. If I were to go back to 2017, I probably would still go to uni, but maybe I would take a different course. If I was going to uni in 2020 though, I would really consider my alternative education options, and I would really look into some other online courses or certification, because I don't think that paying full fees for uni for a fully home-based experience, I don't think it's worth it. And that's it for this video. In the end card, you're gonna see a video about best credit cards in Malaysia and how to start investing in Malaysia with just 100 ringgit. So make sure to watch those videos. I'll see you in the next one.